Salman, guys. So so this morning on one of the rugby groups that I'm in, the gents shared this picture of a little girl playing in a under 13 rugby festival, you know, in a boys team, and I was just like, wow, for me that's just totally amazing, seeing this princess just getting stuck in playing with her peers, and it made me think of when I was in primary school. I know we used to have this lady, Heidi, girl, was a little girl, because we're little. I played in the 13B cricket team. The only reason why I played 13B is because we never C. If we had a D, if we had an E, I'd have been in the E team. I was really bad, but Heidi was amazing. She was really amazing, and she played in the 13B. In high school, we used to have Nadia. We used to have Kirsten, I think her name was. And these are also other ladies that were very good at cricket. Unfortunately, they never made the A team in high school. But I know, Guti, from a girls' point, they made the girls' provincial team, if that's what you called. So like it was, we grew up seeing sisters competing with guys. We grew up being from a co-ed space. We saw them competing in the classroom, and we saw them competing on the sports field, in the cultural programs, in leadership, etc., etc. And it wasn't, oh, let's have any special treatment. It was, look, I'm going to dominate you at maths. Full stop. I'm not going to dominate you at maths because I'm a girl, because I'm green, because I'm blue. I'm just going to dominate you at maths, And some of the ladies that decided to play cricket, unfortunately, as I said, our school didn't have a females cricket team. They say, look, it's fine. We'll play with the gents, and we'll do the best that we can. And then when they had the opportunity to play against other females and to be in female teams, they ended up playing for KZN. But anyway, I'm saying all of this to say this, and trigger alert. If you identify and want to be part of the LGBT community, great. You do you, whatever's in your private space, 100%. The problem comes in when you have guys like me who identify with the opposite sex and then go into their spaces and then dominate. If you think of Leah Thomas is a trans woman. She swam in the NCAA national championships in the States. And this is a lady who, when she was still swimming with the men, identifying as a man, she was ranked like something like 550 in the 500-meter freestyle. And then when she swam versus ladies, she was fifth. She was ranked like number 65 when she swam against males as a male. And then when she now swam with the ladies, she broke all the records. And to me, I just think about all the opportunities that by her doing so has closed off for other people, for other ladies. Guys, we need to be honest. We have created historically a system that is pro us gents, and watching and seeing our sisters fight for equality, fight for a slice, fight for an opportunity within the system to make it as equal as possible. We've been seeing with the rise of women's rugby, women's soccer, we've been seeing with women's sport, and that's been amazing. My pain is a lot of guys, a lot of trans women, and I know I'm going to trigger people, identifying in a space and then dominating that. Like you think about when Serena Williams and Venus played against that tennis player, that German tennis player. That guy was ranked like 203 in the world. He played a round of golf, smoked a pack of cigarettes, drank a couple of beers, played Serena, then played Venus, and then beat them. I think the one was 6-1, the other one was 6-2. And it just shows the gap between male sport and female sport. I've been a teacher I was a teacher for over a decade, and I worked with kids from grade R up until matric. I was director of sports at different schools. That means I overlooked old sports codes. And the beauty about watching kids pre-puberty is that they just get stuck in. Kids, if you watch under 9 The under 9 hockey and under 9 athletics and under 9 soccer. It just gets stuck in. Boys, girls are having so much fun. You start getting to about age 12-ish, age 11, 12. The girls then start getting bigger. So you have a lot of girls that become very fast versus the boys. They become very strong versus the boys. If you think about your primary school, if you went to a co-ed, you'd always realize that there was a lot of bigger girls. Once boys hit puberty, it's game over. What on average, it's game over. So I've seen it in many incidents, cases. In many cases at high school where the boys in grade 8 come in so short, the girls are a little taller, and then boom, like after the first 2 holidays, whatever, the boys are now giraffes. And if they were playing a sports, maybe they were playing some mixed netball, the boys just get so much faster, so much stronger, and the girls then get left behind. Or rather, the girls then still competitive in their spaces, and the boys just become a whole level above. I know again that this may be triggering. What I'll try and do is that I'll bring some of my peeps who happen to be in the community. They're not scared to call me out. If I'm talking shit, they'll be like, hey, bro, you're talking shit. You shouldn't have said that. That's insensitive, la, 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 la. And then we can unpack that. My pain is because we live in such a poverty stricken country, there might be a lot of opportunists that are trying to take advantage of those spaces. In Canada, I know in weightlifting in Canada, you don't have to transition. You don't have to do hormone therapy. All you need to do is identify, So there is a trans woman who broke the bench press record. And the coach of this club or gym or whatever the case is who works with powerlifters, he was so triggered. He was like, nah, fam, like you came through, you broke the record as a gent. Yes, you identify as a woman. That's unfair. Obviously, he was called labels, etc., etc. Then he said, you know what? I identify as a woman. He went to the next meet, broke the record by 100 pounds, and when he did his press conference, he's like, look, this is painful, but I had to make an example. Uguti, we can't be taking opportunity away from our sisters. There's prize money, there's scholarships, there's careers, whatever the case may be. We can't. Let's find our own pockets. If you look at boxing has different weight categories. So the heavyweights fight together, welterweights fight together, etc. If you look at most sports, it's literally the women's sport. Why can't we create spaces where you have your own pocket, I have my pocket, they have their pocket, and we look after one another? The unfortunate event where a trans woman in MMA fought against a cis woman being a woman that identifies with the biology he was born in, and I think she cracked his skull. I'm thinking, if I had to fight someone who is significantly slower, weaker than me, obviously I'd hurt them. Why? I'm not trying to say, Guti, there's no woman out there who can dominate. Of course, there's many. What I'm trying to say is Serena might dominate me with one hand, but playing against a male on her level, she'll get dominated. It won't even be close. The number 1 ranked female tennis player cannot match the number 100 ranked male tennis player. The fastest, I don't know, under 18 lady in Gauteng cannot compete with the 10th or the 100th fastest man or under 18 in Gauteng. It's not even close, So now we have a situation where, because we live in so much poverty, and there's opportunists where guys, if it comes to this country at least, might play the system. You might get a situation where, as amazing as Banyana is, as amazing as the female Springbok, we know with the female Springbok team, we'd probably lose 50-0 to Cares under 16, because those boys are bigger, stronger, faster. It's just what it is. We have testosterone. It's unfair. I get it. But at the baseline, they'll lose. So now, if I'm a soccer player and I play for Randburg FC, and I've been trying to get into a system, and I find out, Uguti, the females that play for Banyana are earning X 30,000 Rand a month. All I need to do is just identify. I just identify as a girl, and I'm going to be earning 30K. a lot of these top second tier soccer players that are playing for Mvela League, etc., they will do that. I would do that if it meant that I could put food on the table for my kids, if it means that I could put clothes on my back. I would do that. And I know Wuti, in South Africa, where there's a lot of loopholes in doing things, people would take advantage. So Gimi is just thinking, how can we protect this princess? We saw her not complaining, getting stuck and playing with boys, and hopefully once she hits puberty and she's realizing what okay sharp, she creates her own little rugby space where she dominates and becomes the next face of Springbok rugby, or Springbok female rugby rather, without opportunists trying to get into that space, without opportunists trying to take away from her. Guys, I know it's a very sensitive issue. I know I'll get a lot of backlash, but let's use this as a conversational starter. Where I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Teach me how. But at the same time, how can we protect our sisters who have fought tooth and nail to get a voice and to be part of this system? How can some opportunists or some who have hit puberty not come into a space, dominate a space, take away scholarships, opportunities, financial incentives, whatever the case may be? Let's love each other. Let's protect each other. Kantanda, guys, have a fantastic day. Sharp.